Time for the most controversial match, not just in Ring of Honor history, but perhaps professional wrestling history. Scramble Cage Melee. Every man for himself. The winner will get 10 times his usual payday. And this is the controversial part, the dangerous part, the risky part. The only way to eliminate someone is to jump on them from one of the platforms on the top of this steel cage. Just by that nature right there, this is one of the most dangerous matches ever to take place in wrestling history. Such high risk. Prince Nana watching on at ringside. He entered Oman Tortuga and Diablo Santiago into this match because he doesn't care about their safety. He just wants them to win for the embassy. Allison Danger watching at ringside. She entered Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer in this match. She still owns their contract and wants to make the former Prophecy members' lives miserable. She wants to see them crippled. That's why she put them in this match. Other people were contacted about being in this match, and they turned it down. They did not want to be in a match of such high risk. Others, they want to make a name for themselves like Dunn and Marcos, like the debuting Altar Boy Luke, like Jack Evans, like Fast Eddie, like Trent Acid, who claims he's the king of the multi-person match. So either people are in this match against their will, or they're in this match to make their name at any cost necessary.
Not only that, you're looking at a situation where you've got people that are in this match specifically to be hurt. That's why, as you mentioned, that's why Allison Danger entered Whitmer and Moff into. She is actually rooting for their careers to be ended here.
And that could very well happen in a matchup like this. Marcos whipped in by Moff. Not a lot to call in this match, though. Foot stop there by Marcos. They're not going to take it anymore. Well, he just took that. Acid, half Nelson suplex right into Marcos in the steel mesh.
Well, that's going to slow down two of the faster men in the ring.
A Saito suplex by by Luke on Altar Boy Luke. Now, of course, you can't go outside the cage. You can go inside this cage. You can go up to the ceiling. You can go anywhere in this building. But the bottom line is that in order to win this match, you have to leap off one of those platforms onto somebody and eliminate them.
Well, you've got Dan Moff, not known as a high flyer by any stretch of the imagination. Interesting strategy, throwing all the high flyers out of the ring.
Jack Evans, he made his name at the first Scramble Cage match. Of course, it didn't have the same rules of this one, but that is where he made the name. No one will ever forget that double moonsault from the top of the cage to the floor. Of course, that show was Main Event Spectacles. That's why Jack Evans is in this one. He claims that he owns the Scramble Cage. The Carnage crew claim they own the Scramble Cage. They've been in all the Scramble Cage matches. This one, though, the first time that it's had these rules in place, and most likely the last time.
Well, you would think that these rules would favor the high flyers because they can mount the top of the cage quicker and come off and do more damage from the top of the cage. You would think the Carnage Crew and Moff and Whitmer are at their disadvantage here because they're not known as high flyers.
And there's this action all over the place. This is a very difficult match to call. But we have the two toughest brawling tag teams in ROH alone in the cage right now. Logan DeVito, Moff and Whitmer. The last show, Logan DeVito scoring a controversial win over Moff and Whitmer when Allison Danger interfered. Logan DeVito did not see the interference though, but now Moff and Whitmer want to even the score.
Well, and both teams would like to score some type, even if it's just a moral victory in this cage match against the other team. Both teams top contenders for a title shot at the ROH Tag Team Championship.
And of course, Logan DeVito, there can only be one winner. And Logan DeVito, we know about their miserable families, their lousy jobs where they don't get paid much. They'd love nothing more than to make their 10 times their usual pay tonight.
Well, they may be getting 10 times what they're normally paid, but 11 guys here are basically just going to get hurt. And that's what's happening here. If you weigh the odds, the odds of getting hurt versus the odds of getting 10 times your pay, that's still not a very good bargain.
It's like being in a lottery as you see bodies flying on the outside into the cage, and DeVito is busted open. And Luke got double shoulder block, and he is busted open as well. Moff and Whitmer getting a measure of revenge for that loss they suffered at the last shows to the Carnage Crew.
Well, Jimmy, we've been focusing a lot about coming off the top of the cage and the damage that you can do from taking some of these ridiculous moves from off the top of the cage. It almost takes away from the fact that this is a cage match, and all the damage that you can normally do in a cage without coming off the top is in place as well.
That's true. A cage match is normally dangerous enough as it is, as that steel mesh will just rip your flesh open, as we've seen with Logan DeVito. And now you add the high-risk, high-flying daredevil factor. And there's Omar Tortuga whipped in by Marcos. And Luke just suplexed into the cage. And Whitmer, though, Northern Lights into the corner, and Allison Danger's loving it. The delusional, the psychotic Allison Danger. She's gonna let Moff and Whitmer go.
Never let women know where you live.
And there you see Marco still battling with Omar on the outside. Chaos all over the ringside area.
Well, it's interesting that the cage door is open because teams are going to be encouraged to go to the floor so they can come to the top of the cage. And look at the big man. Look at
DeVito. What's he gonna do, Mark? He came off one of the platforms at the last Scramble cage match at At Our Best. And the big man just did it again, and he eliminated Moff and Whitmer in the process.
And not only does he come off the top of the platform, he comes off the top of the platform with a moonsault.
And once again, Logan DeVito get the one-up on Moff and Whitmer, and DeVito loves it.
Keep this in mind the next time ROH announces who's the top contenders for the Tag Team Championship and who gets a title shot.
Well, I mean, it is every man for himself, but that is a good point. And Moff and Whitmer, though, they are irate as they are still taking it to Logan DeVito. The brawl is continuing between two of ROH's toughest tag teams. And now we got a steel chair in play.
The Carnage Crew may have won that battle, but they certainly don't look like they've won anything.
Well, the war is continuing between Moff and Whitmer and the Carnage Crew. In fact, it's heating up. Moff and Whitmer not going to the back. They're dishing out the punishment on Logan DeVito.
If anybody has extra pressure here, it's Trent Acid, who's just been put into the ring by Fast Eddie. Trent Acid claims to be the master of the multi-purpose match.
Person, you mean? I'm sorry. But there goes Fast Eddie. He's in there with Trent. Oh, it's just too hard to call, Mark.
And again, the cage being used as a weapon. Now Dunn and Mark is going to come into the ring. You would think that the smaller guys, like the Dunn and the Marcoses, might have an advantage here. Look at the double team move by Dunn and Marcos. I guess they don't want to be called the Ring Crew Express anymore.
Well, they're not going to take it anymore. They're proving it there.
The OutCast Killaz make their way back into the ring. Dunn and Marcos there to meet them. And The OutCast Killaz take control of the center of the ring.
The OutCast Killaz looking impressive, and look at this, the brawl continuing with the Carnage Crew and Moff and Whitmer.
Now the Carnage Crew are still alive in this match. At some point, Moff and Whitmer are going to have to go back to the locker room.
And now Altar Boy Luke in there, he takes Diablo down. Oman trying to climb up, much to the urging of Prince Nana. Oh, and Diablo gets spiked on his head. And Jack Evans plants Oman with a very original move. Altar Boy Luke, he wants to make his name in ROH, and he's willing to risk his career to do it. Nice spin kick right there. Takes Evans off his feet and spins him around. And Altar Boy Luke is looking to eliminate somebody right now.
Altar Boy Luke has a reputation around the country as being a daredevil.
He's looking around. And a beautiful swanton takes out Logan DeVito, Moff and Whitmer. Moff and Whitmer already eliminated, but that just eliminated Logan DeVito.
I can't believe he came off the cage all the way to the floor. It's dangerous enough to come off that platform into the ring. But to go all the way to the floor, you mentioned Altar Boy Luke wanted to make a name for himself. That's insanity.
You saw him looking around on the top of the platform, and he chose to go to the floor, and Logan DeVito can attribute this loss to Moff and Whitmer.
Altar Boy Luke, I don't even know how he's still moving.
Fast Eddie takes down Diablo. And the fight's continuing between Moff Whitmer and Logan DeVito. And that issue's definitely heating up. Moff and Whitmer causing Logan DeVito to be eliminated by Altar Boy Luke. Logan DeVito busted open. Oh, and Fast Eddie just got throat first across the top rope there. And there's that senton by Marcos.
Dunn and Marcos, what an opportunity this would be for them. Now Marcos looks like he's going to go to the platform.
Dunn's going up too. This could be a stage dive. We've seen him do this from the top rope to the floor, but never like this. And oh, Fast Eddie's cutting off Marcos though. Luke taking down Tortuga. And
now Dunn having second thoughts.
Well, I think he's just looking for someone to dive on, maybe. As right now, Fast Eddie and Marcos are battling on one of the platforms. That's not where you want to fight somebody. And what's Dunn doing? No one home on the elbow from the top of the cage. And Dunn might not be able to continue.
The OutCast Killaz.
Oh my God! What's Marcos? Marcos is trying to superplex Eddie off. Oh, this is exactly what I feared. We knew we were going to see injuries. What's Eddie doing? From the top of the cage on everybody, and I think that eliminated the OutCast Killaz. Dunn and Marcos have been eliminated, and Altar Boy Luke was, and Marcos was, because Eddie landed on Marcos on that fallaway slam.
But Eddie, look at Eddie, he's clutching that ankle. Fast Eddie, in excruciating pain, grabbing at that right ankle.
And Prince Nana, look at him, he's irate that Diablo and Oman are eliminated. He doesn't care that they might have been hurt.
One move by Fast Eddie, and he takes out half this match.
And he might have just ended his career in the process.
Altar Boy Luke being escorted out.
Jack Evans and Trent Acid are the only two men remaining in this match. And Eddie just clutching at that ankle. I mean, it's so dangerous. That's why ROH officials kind of regretted having this match.
Now the referees are diving to Fast Eddie, trying to keep Fast Eddie safe here. And it looks like they're going to try to get Fast Eddie out of the ring, Jimmy.
Fast Eddie can't continue. That's such a shame. And you hear this crowd supporting Fast Eddie. He put it all on the line and he paid the price.
Well, I hope that ankle's not broken.
We saw Colt Cabana already injured tonight. In fact, he sacrificed his own body on that same moonsault to take out Generation Next. He's on the way to the hospital and looks like Fast Eddie might be next in line.
Trent Acid with a noticeable limp, trying to rally the crowd against Jack Evans.
Trent Acid did hurt his ankle in that Samoa Joe match, was unable to continue, and that was the very last show, and that ankle is probably bothering him again. Jack Evans, is he the man in the scramble cage? Trent Acid, is he the king of the multiverse of matches? A quick exchange, and Jack Evans gets the one-up on it.
Well, thanks to Fast Eddie, this is no longer a multi-person match.
And there's a boot, and Acid levels Jack Evans.
I still can't get over what I just saw.
You know what? This means that what's Trent Acid going to do? A dive from the top of the cage just on the Jack Evans?
Yeah, that's all he needs to do to win it by now.
But that's so dangerous.
But if there's pressure on anybody in this match, and I think it's on Trent Acid.
A reverse Hurricanrana, and Jack Evans might be out. Trent Acid, though, that ankle is in bad shape. He comes up limping.
Trent Acid, well, I thought Jack Evans landed right on his head. If I was Trent Acid, I think I'd try to finish this now. But Trent Acid wants to continue.
Oh, Jack Evans slams Acid down and saves himself.
Jack Evans playing possum.
Can Jack Evans score the win for Generation Next in this main event? You see the bandage wrapped around his arm. Acid catches him. And what an atmosphere in this building. Yakuza kick by Trent Acid.
Trent Acid needs to climb the cage while he still has some feeling in that ankle.
You have to be here live to experience something like this. Acid spikes Evans right on his head. Cover's not going to do him any good here.
I think he's just putting him in position for a dive. I don't think he was planning on covering him.
I don't know if I can watch this, Mark.
I don't know how he's going to get to that platform with that ankle. That cage is hard enough to maneuver as it is when you're completely healthy.
What happens if both men are so incapacitated that they can't make it to the top of the cage? Because I don't think that Jack Evans is getting up. And Trent Acid might not be able to climb up there.
Trent Acid, you can tell every move just so incredibly painful, but he's giving Jack Evans a lot of time to recover. Now Evans, who is probably the better of the two as far as being able to fly, Evans, one of the best flyers in professional wrestling, now comes up to the top rope, bracing himself with the cage, and again, working, taking some shots at the extremities of Acid. Now Evans and Acid both up on the platform.
I can't even watch this.
This is a train wreck.
Oh my God. Neither man's going to get up from that. Hold on, where's Jack Evans getting this from?
I don't even know if Trent Acid, while he's moving, I think Trent Acid's conscious. You can't know where he is.
Jack Evans is ripping off that Band-Aid, that deep cut on his arm from earlier. He caught it on the edge of the guardrail sign before Jack Evans using his last ounce of strength to go up there.
The referees all rush into the ring and checking on both Evans and Acid.
That was the most unbelievable spectacle I've ever seen. But what was the price? Neither man is moving. Cut the music. Turn on the house lights here. We got a situation on our hands. Oh, we knew that this was not gonna. We knew there were gonna be casualties in this match. We saw Fast Eddie go down. We saw Logan DeVito busted open. Trent Acid might have had his ribs crushed, and Jack Evans isn't moving. We knew this was a dangerous match. I don't think we'll ever see a Scramble 3 Chamele again with these rules.
I just hope we see Trent Acid and Jack Evans.
I hate to kill the mood here, but I mean, both these guys are hurt.
This is getting serious. I still haven't seen Jack Evans move.
All right, Mark, we're going to let the camera fall off. We're going to get out of here. For Mark Nolte, I'm Jimmy Bauer. Thank you for purchasing this home release. We're trying to empty the building right now. Real quick, ROHWrestling.com, 215-781-2500. Merchandise, you have coming events. Mick Foley coming to ROH. Yushin Liger coming to ROH. Shows in Dayton, Chicago, Elizabeth, New Jersey, Boston again, Philadelphia. But I almost feel shallow plugging this stuff now. Bodies in the ring right now. You guys gave their heart and soul to this match, to this promotion, and they're both paid in place right now. People coming to check in on them. All right, well, Mark Nolte, I'm Jimmy Bauer. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at Glory by Honor 3.
Okay, yeah, let's try to sit him up.
Tonight. You should be a champion again. What is wrong with you hanging out with these losers? It's not your fault you guys lost.
Excuse me, wait a second. Who the hell are you? You come in here out of nowhere, you're running your mouth, you little bitch.
Who am I?
How do you think
Who
you
am
are?
I?
Yeah,
Why don't you ask him who I am, baby?
Who is this girl? I've never seen her before. Who is she? I'm the only girl in Special K.
No.
So who is she? She's a little blonde cutie? Who the hell is she? I'm asking you a question. Who is this girl?
All right. Who is she? We're out of here. Who's coming with us? Huh?
Who is coming with you? Who? Not me.
Cheech and Cloudy are gonna go.
Let's go. Come. Are you
Sorry,
serious?
guys. Sorry, guys.
You're gonna go with them?
What the hell? What? What is this all about?
Whatever. We don't need them.
Look at it.
We don't need them.
know, I've been in a lot of wrestling buildings before, and I've seen this happening. I've seen the breakdown of the ring. I've seen the guys saying goodbye, but never has it felt this satisfying to leave the building. That's because John Walters is the new pure champion. Finally, I have a title around my waist. I have a championship to call my own. The fans said I couldn't do it. Ring of Honor didn't think I could do it, but I did it. And this belt will become just as prestigious as the world title. Mark my words. Now, Samoa Joe, tonight you decided to get in my business, and you decided to get in Doug Williams' business. Well, I understand that I get to choose your opponent for September 11th, Joe. And I think it would be unfair to leave Doug Williams out of the equation. So Samoa Joe, on September 11th, your challenger for the Ring of Honor World title is Doug Williams. And Joe, you can pick anybody in the locker room. You can pick the best wrestler. You can pick the biggest wrestler. It doesn't matter, because this belt belongs to me. I'm not gonna hide behind it. I will face anybody, anytime. I will raise the prestige of this title. And Samoa Joe, this is just the beginning of the blossoming career of the new Ring of Honor pure champion, John Walters.